Hello everyone and welcome to my September TBR. You might notice that there are a lot of books in this TBR, and as normal I do not expect to get through all of them, but I'm just showing you guys what choices I'm giving myself this month. I am going away this month between the 8th and the 16th of September, so I may have quite a bit of time that I wouldn't normally have in a month to read a little bit more. I'm hoping so anyway. So these are the books that I hope to read in September. The first one I am currently reading, and that is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I'm only on Act 1 Scene 10, but I can already see why some people had some problems with this book. So obviously I've seen the play, so I do kind of have that in my head while I'm reading it, but you get so much more from seeing it on stage than you do just from this, because with this you only have really the words and the stories and the characters, which I feel actually reading them, it does feel like maybe somebody else wrote them. Like I know they did, I know it is J.K. Rowling writing, but it does sort of take some time to get used to them as middle-aged people with important jobs and children and families and things like that. So I can kind of see, if you haven't seen the play, I can see why you did have a hard time reading this book. I will hold off complete judgment until I finish reading it, but at the moment I can definitely say that I am enjoying it less than I enjoyed the play. But I know, as I've said before, scripts are supposed to be performed, they're not supposed to be read. So I wouldn't, if you were really let down by this book, I wouldn't let it put you off seeing the play if you can, because it's an amazing piece of theatre. So yeah, I will talk about it more obviously when I've finished it, but I can understand why some people had some huge problems with it. So yeah. The next book I hope to read this month is Storm Sisters: The Sinking World by Minty Das. I think I've mentioned this in one of my other videos before. I found out about it at YALC. It's the first book in a 5-book YA series about female pirates. It is based on the real female pirates that lived a long time ago as well, so I'm hoping that it might be actually pretty accurate to what was once true. So as I said, this is the first in a 5-book series, and each book follows the perspective of one of the girls, and from what I gathered from it, it is the kind of typical YA kick-ass feminist type book that I am really loving. So I'm hoping that I really enjoy this one. The next one I am hoping to read is, if I can find it, If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. This is a YA contemporary about a transgender girl who is starting a new school, and she is debating whether she should tell her new classmates about her true identity and the fact that she was born a boy. So it's just a YA cute contemporary about struggles with identity and gender and things like that. And I really find those sorts of books interesting, because obviously I am a straight cisgender woman, so anyone who is of a different sexuality or a different gender identity to me, I am really interested in reading their perspective from, because it's so different from my own. So yeah, and also Jennifer Niven, who wrote All the Bright Places, which I absolutely adored, blurbed it, and she said, important and brave, read this wonderful book, just read it. So she's urging me to read it, and I have seen it around quite a lot in a few bookshops now, so I think it is kind of gaining popularity, so I'm excited to give it a go and see what I think. The next few books I hope to read will be a continuation from last month, and they are the last 4 books in the Georgia Nicolson series. So I've got Startled by His Furry Shorts, Love is a Many-Trousered Thing, Stop in the Name of Pants, and Are These My Bazoomas I See Before Me. I mentioned in my wrap up and on my Instagram and pretty much every other place I've mentioned these books that I find them absolutely hilarious, and I haven't read any of these before, so these will be first time reads for me, which I'm really excited about because I am still finding them insanely funny. So yeah, I am really excited. I know I would get through them really fast as well, because they're the sort of books that I don't really want to put down. So yeah, I'm hoping to get through these, and I'm thinking I will. The next book I will be taking away with me for sort of nostalgic reasons, although I haven't read it before, and that is Firestarter by Stephen King. Basically, whenever I go on a beach holiday, it doesn't feel right if I don't have some Stephen King with me, and I haven't read Firestarter, and I know it's a lot of people's favourite Stephen King book, so I'm really excited about getting back into Stephen King horror. I've missed him so much, I can't even tell you. He is one of my favourite authors, but I've not read any of his actual horror books in a long time, so yeah, I'm so excited about this one. I've had it for ages, and I am finally going to get to reading it now, because I'm going to be taking it with me on my holidays. And yeah, I know some people love to read like chick lits and sort of light fluffy things that they don't have to think too much about on the beach, and I do like that too. I will be taking some chick lit with me, but it doesn't feel like a beach holiday to me without a Stephen King book, because that's what I always used to take with me when I was a teenager when we used to go on family holidays. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I don't know too much about it. All I know is that it's about a girl who can spontaneously set things on fire, and that's pretty much all I want to know, because I love going into Stephen King books semi-blind. There's always an air of mystery to them. There's always something that you sort of have to work out yourself, which I absolutely love. So yeah, I absolutely love the cover as well. It just kind of draws me in and makes me want to get back into Stephen King. So yeah. The next one I want to read is a book that a lot of people have been telling me to read for a long time, and I'm really excited I'm finally getting to it, and that is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This is the fan fiction that Kath writes in Fangirl, but it's written by Rainbow Rowell. It's not written by Kath. So this is about a boy called Simon Snow, who is based on Harry Potter, but I don't think he's particularly a particularly good chosen one. I think he's you know, he's a little bit of a square, like he's not really the sort of typical chosen one, and it's about his relationship with his roommate Baz, who is based on Draco Malfoy. So I am really excited to see how Rainbow Rowell not only writes fantasy, but also how she does her take on the relationship between Simon and Baz, which I am definitely going to be thinking about Harry and Draco while reading it. So yeah, I'm really excited for it, and I hope that I like it as much as everyone else does. I mean, it's Rainbow Rowell, so I feel like I will do, but yeah, I'm really excited. And the last book I want to read this month is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. The film of this is coming out a week before Halloween next month, well, October. So yeah, I am really excited to be getting to this, and enjoying it in this gorgeous illustrated edition, which I think I've said to you guys before is the edition I wanted. So yeah, I'm really excited to be finally getting to it. I know a lot of people have told me that it's heartbreaking and it's beautiful, but yeah, I'm looking forward to finally seeing what it's all about. It's pretty short as well, I think, so it's not going to take me that long to get through. I will also say that there are two very highly anticipated releases coming out this September, which will also be on my TBR, but obviously I don't have them to show you guys yet. So the first one will of course be Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas, and that is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series. That's coming out on the 6th of September. So hopefully I will get to read that before I go away on the 8th, but maybe not, considering I do have work. But then I know when Queen of Shadows was released, I got that 2 days early, and I've pre-ordered Empire of Storms from Amazon, which is where I pre-ordered Queen of Shadows from. So I'm hoping Amazon might do that thing again, and I get it a couple of days early, and then I will have time to read it before I go away. So yeah, Empire of Storms is definitely on my TBR, and I think that's going to be like something like 700 odd pages, so that's going to take me a while to get through, I think. But well, hopefully not, if it is like really good, although I have heard some people are disappointed by it who have read like early copies of it, but I'm choosing to ignore them. But hopefully it will be good enough for me to get through reasonably quickly. I mean, it is a huge book, so maybe not, but we will see. And also Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, which is the sequel to Six of Crows, but that's not coming out until the 24th of September, so I've got a little bit of a wait for that. But obviously both of those books are also on my September TBR. And that is it for my September TBR. What books are you hoping to read in September? Let me know. I will leave all my social media down below as normal. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.